Alexander the Great, the conqueror of the known world. Introduction. Alexander III of Macedon, known to history as Alexander the Great, remains one of the most iconic and influential military leaders of all time. Born in 356 BCE, he ascended the Macedonian throne at just 20 years old and embarked on a conquest that would see him dominate the ancient world from Greece to India. His military genius, strategic brilliance, and unrelenting ambition led to the creation of one of the largest empires in history, and his legacy continues to shape the modern world. This documentary delves deep into his life, conquests, and impact on history. Early life and education. Alexander was born in Pila, the capital of Macedonia, to King Philip II and Queen Olympias. His upbringing was steeped in warfare, politics, and philosophy. Philip II, a brilliant military leader himself, ensured that his son received the finest education possible. At the age of 13, Alexander became a pupil of the great philosopher Aristotle, who taught him subjects ranging from philosophy and science to politics and literature. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander developed a deep appreciation for Greek culture and ideals. This education played a significant role in his later policies, where he sought to spread Hellenistic culture throughout his empire. From an early age, Alexander displayed remarkable leadership qualities, taming a wild horse named Bucephalus, which would later become his legendary war horse. Ascension to the throne. In 336 BCE, King Philip II was assassinated, and Alexander swiftly secured his claim to the throne. His initial years as king were fraught with challenges, as he faced internal rebellions and external threats. However, his decisive actions and military acumen allowed him to consolidate power and secure his rule. One of his first major actions as king was to crush the rebellion of Thebes in 335 BCE. His swift and brutal suppression of the revolt sent a clear message to the rest of Greece. Alexander was not to be underestimated. The Persian campaign. With Greece firmly under his control, Alexander turned his attention to the Persian Empire, the dominant superpower of the time. In 334 BCE, he crossed the Hellespont into Asia Minor with an army of approximately 40,000 soldiers. His campaign against Persia would be one of the most remarkable military achievements in history. Battle of Granicus, 334 BCE. Alexander's first major encounter with the Persian army took place at the river Granicus. Despite being outnumbered, his superior tactics and fearless leadership led to a decisive victory. This battle opened the gateway to Asia Minor, and many cities, including Sardis and Ephesus, surrendered without resistance. Battle of Issus, 333 BCE. The next significant confrontation occurred at Issus, where Alexander faced King Darius III of Persia. Despite facing a larger Persian army, Alexander's tactical brilliance and use of the phalanx formation resulted in a crushing defeat for Darius. The Persian king fled the battlefield, leaving behind his family, whom Alexander treated with respect and dignity. The conquest of Egypt and the founding of Alexandria. After his victories in Persia, Alexander marched into Egypt in 332 BCE. The Egyptians, who resented Persian rule, welcomed him as a liberator. He was crowned pharaoh and declared the son of the god Amun. During his time in Egypt, Alexander founded the city of Alexandria, which would become one of the greatest cultural and intellectual centers of the ancient world. The decisive battle, Gaugamela, 331 BCE. Determined to reclaim his empire, Darius III assembled a massive army to confront Alexander at Gaugamela. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Alexander executed a masterful strategy that led to one of the most significant victories in history. Darius fled once again, and the Persian Empire effectively fell under Alexander's control. The march to India. With Persia conquered, Alexander pressed eastward into the Indian subcontinent. In 326 BCE, he faced King Porus at the Battle of the Hydaspes. This battle was one of the most challenging of his career, as Porus's army included war elephants, a formidable force unknown to the Greeks. However, Alexander's tactical superiority secured him another victory. Despite his successes, his weary soldiers, having campaigned for over a decade, refused to march further. Recognizing their exhaustion, Alexander decided to turn back. Death and legacy. In 323 BCE, Alexander fell ill in Babylon and died at the age of 32. His cause of death remains a mystery, with theories ranging from poisoning to typhoid fever. His untimely demise led to the fragmentation of his empire among his generals, known as the Diadochi. Despite his early death, Alexander's impact on history is immeasurable. His conquests spread Greek culture across the known world, leading to the Hellenistic era, which influenced art, science, and philosophy for centuries. Cities bearing his name flourished as centers of learning and culture. Conclusion. Alexander the Great's legacy endures as a testament to his unparalleled military genius and visionary leadership. His ambition reshaped the ancient world, and his story continues to captivate historians, scholars, and enthusiasts alike. Even today, he stands as a symbol of greatness, inspiring leaders and conquerors throughout history.